So one of the things that we've been talking about in the first part of our course is the balance of powers between the three branches of our government, the executive, the judicial, and the legislative, and how that balance is maintained and how it's challenged and what happens when it's challenged. And here's just one example of the interaction between those three branches. You have President Biden, the executive, issuing an order requiring Head Start teachers, federal employees, to have a COVID vaccine before they start teaching. And a federal judge is a judge of a district court, blocking that vaccine requirement and saying it's not constitutional. So it's a really interesting thing where you have the president who will issue this order, and then a district court judge who, as we'll learn later, is not an elected official, is appointed to the federal bench by the president, by a president, I should say, ruling on whether those executive orders are constitutional. And by blocking it, he or she can institute a nationwide injunction, which means that the federal government cannot enforce this kind of ruling. So it's a really interesting interplay between the three branches of government. It happened when President Trump was in power in his first week. You may recall, maybe not, but you may recall that he put in place an immigration order that barred immigrants from coming to the United States and barred a whole bunch of people from coming to the U.S. from various foreign countries. And a district court judge in Seattle, Washington, decided that that was unconstitutional and put in place an injunction against enforcement. And then there were appeals, and that goes through the courts, but it takes years. And during that time, these orders are often they're often amended and fixed. But it's interesting when you have what is fairly a low-level person, but a member of the judiciary who can block an order by the executive, and by blocking it, change the equation for the entire country.